Yes, it's not a secret that the negotiators have a difficult task and quite a challenge ahead. I would say, for UNDP, the implementation guidelines are definitely most important for the work that we do, and in terms of supporting countries and having some sort of guide in terms of how we define that support. The role that we play obviously is not part of the negotiations and helping to we can't directly help unlock the bottlenecks, many of which are political as well as technical. But what we can do is draw from the experience we have in country. We're working in over 140 countries supporting climate action. And so many of the lessons we're learning in those countries can help to inform the negotiations and the negotiators in their decisions, particularly looking at what's practically applicable and what makes the most sense. And also discussing where the missed opportunities would be if progress was not made. So not just looking at the doomsday scenario and what would happen if we weren't able to keep emissions lower, but also to look at where the missed economic or development opportunities would be, particularly in sending messages to the investment community. Mm-hmm. We're working on projects that contribute to the specific targets or the pledges under NDCs. So for example, in Bhutan, we're supporting energy efficiency in the transport sector within the capital, and that's contributing directly to the targets that they've put forward in their NDC. That's under a project supported by the Global Environment Facility. We also have a newly approved project in Zambia that's looking at the adaptation side, supported by the Green Climate Fund, looking at strengthening the resilience of the agriculture sector, which is also specifically targeted in the NDC. So we have a number of projects that are contributing to that. At the same time, we have a series of projects under a flagship program, the NDC Support Program, which is looking at strengthening the enabling environment capacity around implementing NDCs. Yeah, it's a challenge. It's the key question, right? I think at the core, it's about changing the narrative. I think if we look at raising ambition as more of an opportunity, where the opportunities are from the development or economic perspective, there's a lot of recent research out now, the New Climate Economy, which looks at the potential, I think $26 trillion potential of ambitious climate action, 65 million job creation. So I think if we change the narrative and look at the opportunities, it can help to make inroads, particularly looking at the links to the different development priorities within the countries. And in particular looking at where some of the quick wins are in linking to those development priorities. If you look at the links between NDCs and SDGs, for instance, and how countries are prioritizing and targeting those SDGs in country, there are a lot of opportunities there where the targets that are already defined under the SDGs actually have mitigation adaptation potential that could contribute to raising the ambition of NDCs. Nature-based solutions, for instance, is a good example. I believe 37% of emissions on NDCs could be addressed through nature-based solutions. So, and that's SDG 15. So I think there are opportunities, and those can be capitalized. But this needs political will. It needs political will and leadership, and that again requires a change in the narrative and looking at how raising ambition can also address the priorities, the development, economic growth priorities of the country.